Hello everyone. Today, from Hexagonia, I will read the story Are You Listening? And chapter 4, Lights Almost. Let's go to the page. Chapter 4, Lights Almost. Yes, Hoshi quietly exclaimed when she saw the crew sheet that Mr. West had taped to the board at the next class. All of the students had been given their top choice job because their group was small, though everyone had another job too. Whatever your job is, it's time to prepare for our first shoot day next Tuesday, said Mr. West. He then walked around the room from person to person, helping everybody get started. With Hoshi and Dennis, he demonstrated how all the camera and lighting gear worked. He then asked Hoshi to practice on the equipment. With Dennis and Ethan, Mr. West reviewed the basics of storyboarding and different types of camera shots. The storyboards had pictures representing different scenes, which provided a way to see the flow between the scenes. Mr. West explained that different camera shots could be close-ups, wide-angle views that showed a large area at once, two shots with two people sharing the screen, in and outs or zooms, and side-to-sides or pans. Mr. West also asked Dennis and Ethan to discuss the details of the shooting locations. For Maddie and Karina, Mr. West had a different task. He asked them to watch some of the previous students' videos again to analyze which interviews were well done. Afterward, he gave the girls some interviewing tips, which Maddie wrote down. Interviewing tips. 1. Know the topic well so that you can ask good questions. 2. Ask questions so that the interviewee must answer with more than a yes or no. 3. Keep eye contact and really listen to the interviewee. If you don't, he or she will think you don't want to be there. Because Mr. West hadn't brought up the issue, Maddie was hopeful that she would have the choice of who to interview. But only moments after she and Karina began practicing, Mr. West had some unexpected news. I'd like each of you to interview people whose point of view is opposite of your own. The two girls looked at each other with their mouths open. I think it will be a good learning experience for you, really, Mr. West said, smiling gently at their reactions. It will make the video stronger, you will see. After he left, Karina shook her head. He likes to throw curveballs, doesn't he? He sure does, Maddie replied. But I guess he thinks we can handle them. Both girls gave an oh well shrug to each other. Then they returned to work on their interview skills and practiced handling the microphone. To their surprise, they found they got along with each other just fine and even started having fun. This changed behavior didn't go unnoticed by Mr. West or by Hoshi. She had, after all, listened for weeks to her best friend complaining about that Karina. Hoshi wondered if it was just a matter of time before Maddie's strong opinions and Karina's forceful manner collided. At the end of the class session, Mr. West brought in some snacks and gathered everyone around. So, are you ready for the first big filming day? He asked, while the students munched away. Almost, said Ethan, who seemed a little frazzled, but was still in his usual good spirits. He had been trying to firm up details for their first day of production and knew there was a lot to do. Maddie felt ready, but a little nervous. I hope we can pull it off, she said. There is nothing to be nervous about, said Karina. She is right, added Dennis. I think we will do okay. Of course you will, Mr. West assured the group. They appreciated his confidence in them. They also felt relieved at knowing that he would guide them through the process, one day at a time.